Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Sleeper Hold, where there are no disqualifications on the topics and falls count anywhere. Of course, yet again, Priest is not here. He's on assignment at, what is it, Wizard World?
Wizard World.
Yeah. Of course. He's on assignment at Wizard World.
He's up there with Pickett.
With Pickett, of course.
Awakens the whole crew of that. So.
However, my name is the analyst Robert Leach. Joining us, as always, just to my left is the Kluganator.
Yo.
We've got Zombie. That still sounded like a sheep. I'm sorry, I can't do it right. And Zombie, how about you introduce our newest guest?
My friend here, after experienced his first pay-per-view for WWE, this is Big Germ.
Howdy.
Fellow streamer, and hopefully I'm going to get him addicted to professional wrestling now.
Hopefully. We could always use more fans.
Hook them while they're young. Oh, wait, that's tobacco industry.
Okay.
He'd know about that too.
I'm telling you, it's just something I can't stop. This past weekend was Summerslam weekend. It was absolutely amazing. Summerslam, of course, we had NXT TakeOver. We won't get too much into that. Not many of us watched that. Summerslam, of course, on Sunday. Raw on Monday. SmackDown on Tuesday. It was amazing.
No, also before SummerSlam, we had PWA Quake.
We also had PWA Quake on the Lake, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get into that a little bit later, though.
Is it Quake on the Lake?
Quake at the Lake.
I believe it was Quake on the Lake.
Quake at the Lake.
I think this is another one of those Mandela effect things.
I think it said Quake on the Lake on the poster. I'm almost positive.
I'm pretty sure it didn't.
We're not going to get into that right now. If we have time later, we'll look it up. But to start off, we had SummerSlam this past Sunday. First off, we had the kickoff show where first we saw Andrade Cien Almas team up with his valet Zelina Vega to defeat Rusev and Lana.
Yeah, I wasn't too invested in that match, really.
Well, the fact that she cheated for it, I mean, that was...
When doesn't they? When don't they?
Yeah, they're just like the... Can I say that? Can I say that they're like the Spanish version of the Miz and Maurice?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it wouldn't be inaccurate.
But yeah, it's.
It was a match.
I mean, it was nice to see that English wasn't actually involved in the finish on that one.
I mean, obviously, we're going to cover the fact that he definitely made up for his more recent absences.
So. Indeed. So, and ladies and gentlemen,
that's 2 lashes now.
Hey, you know what? Hey, I'm telling you, I don't do it as a joke. I do it because it's part of my everyday vocabulary now.
We need to take him back to school.
Indeed. We need this, indeed. Indeed, we do need more trips.
Okay, we're starting to drop down the damn rabbit hole there.
Next up, we had the Cruiserweight Championship match. Cedric Alexander defeated Drew Gulak to retain the title.
Yeah, he retained his title. It honestly wasn't that. I mean, there was a lot of the aerial stuff, but as far as the match in general, it was kind of just,
Of course.
So I didn't actually get to watch that one.
Yeah, it wasn't anything to go back on, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was doing. I feel like I just zoned out during that one.
I had a prior engagement to be at before at the very beginning of SmackDown. Not SmackDown, but SummerSlam.
The tag team match between B-Team and Revival, though, a lot of people were honestly suspecting that was going to be the end of this Cinderella story. I feel like the Revival had a solid chance at actually getting a victory, but unfortunately the B-Team's continually rolling. So, and of course later on...
Yeah, but how long is the B-Team's luck going to hold out?
I don't know, but honestly, the fact that they stood up to the Miz in the back whenever they ran into him on
that was just funny.
But it was perfect because the fact that they didn't need him anymore.
Well, they've done better since they left him. I mean,
the fact that they've maintained that connection with each other, and they've actually been able to retain and hold on and defend their tag team championships.
Right.
It's very impressive, and it all happened because Bo Dallas stumbled backwards, tripped over whoever.
That's what made it funny. That was what made it great.
Again, like I said, how long will their luck hold out?
As you could tell, it was purely by luck. I was gonna make the comment, defending the championship is harder than winning the championship because then you've got so many people against you. However, I mean, that was just simply luck. Like, Bo Dallas stumbled backwards and tripped over the pair in the middle of the ring and reversed the cover. There's nothing more lucky than that. Anyway, then we got to the main show. We opened up with the Intercontinental Championship match where Seth Rollins defeated Dolph Ziggler to win back his Intercontinental Championship.
And all I can say about that is it's about time.
Yeah. The fact that McIntyre actually had the intent of getting involved and Ambrose stopped him.
Right.
And the only thing that Ziggler left with there that had anything to do with the Intercontinental title was his pants.
Yeah, that was interesting to see that printed on his tights.
That was fun.
Like, why? Like,
that's wonderful. Oh wait, wrong
least,
person.
But at least Ambrose, neither Ambrose or McIntyre actually had any direct action on the match to make it an actual one-on-one.
Yeah, definitely. Next up, we saw the SmackDown Tag Team Championship on the line. The New Day challenged the Bludgeon Brothers, and technically the New Day won, but they didn't win the titles because Champion's Advantage, it was a disqualification.
Yeah.
We obviously saw that change in just a couple of days. But
yeah.
Next up, I don't know why they decided to why they couldn't have just won it legit. I mean, they were more than capable of it.
Well, they kind of made up for that on SmackDown.
Right.
Definitely. Anyway, so next up, we saw Braun Strowman easily, very, very easily defeat Kevin Owens in one of 3 or 4 squash matches of the night.
Yeah, and what was great about that one, honestly, was the fact that Strowman ran through Owens like Owens was inside of that porta potty still. Like, that's how quickly he just
it was over. Like, Kevin Owens stood no chance.
No chance.
All. No chance in hell. Anyway, next up.
Vince was there.
I'm sure Vince McMahon was like, reached her breaking point.
As if it wasn't already obvious with how she was attired. I mean, we all kind of felt it was going to happen. But are we going to see her fracture further? Is where I'm. I mean, we've seen the breaking point, obviously, but how far is she going to go down that into this heel persona?
I mean, you saw on SmackDown, which we'll get into a little bit later, Charlotte came out and just beat the hell out of her.
But is it going to be a continual thing, or is this going to be something where she's going to flip back?
I think this will be something that goes on for a while.
Right.
Definitely. I feel like Becky Lynch, from the promo she cut on SmackDown, she has the potential to be an amazing heel.
I think we all can agree with that.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, it's definitely time for her to...
Yeah. Next up, Samoa Joe, again, a disqualification, defeating AJ Styles. AJ retains the title because AJ snapped.
Yeah.
Because Samoa Joe kind of looked at his wife and said, "Hey, listen, I'm daddy now." And AJ was like, "Hell no, you're not," and beat the hell out of him.
Yeah.
How far is too far, though? Like, that's when it comes to those types of interactions. I mean,
when you get the family involved, I mean, that's when you kind of push the line.
Yeah.
But then to say, that he's going to be her new daddy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's going a little further, especially in this PG era.
Right. I mean, we saw Sami Zayn try to pull this with Lashley, and that didn't go over too well for Sami Zayn. Obviously, it was more of in a joking manner with him.
Yeah, and that was just supposed to be the sister. I mean, that's not talking to the wife and
still
one
family,
of the kids.
Though, man. I mean, and also the fact that he was questioning his military service. That's what really hit me hard. And then for him to go out now, Samoa Joe to go after Styles' child and his wife, that's just an acceleration.
That's stepping it over, yeah.
It's way too far.
And then, Samoa Joe's not done.
No.
I'm pretty sure they're going to Hell in a Cell.
That's a shame. I'm hoping that he doesn't push it, continue to go
Well, this is going to happen every week all the way to Hell in a Cell. You should know that by now.
I mean,
any wrestling fan can see this is where it's going.
We're not in that attitude era of seeing Triple H kidnap Stephanie McMahon and take her through a drive-through.
That happened one
wedding.
time.
But it was still, I mean, it's the closest comparison to that. Yes, and that did in fact happen. I mean, yeah.
Drive-through wedding.
Yeah, it was actually kind of funny. I still kind of remember it. But the eras of it. Do what?
I said, that's good.
Yeah, I mean, I'll have to show you the footage of that.
It's on the network.
Yeah.
I'm sure I can find it.
You just got to find the right episode of Raw.
But
it's the one where the wedding was, right. Steph and Test.
Right. Oh, God. Because I remember.
Because he interrupted the wedding with the footage.
And, God, what the hell was I thinking now? Total brain fart was then.
You talked about the kidnapping of Stephanie and.
This is obviously a different era. People are not going to look at this as being just, I see where they're going with this. They're trying to.
That's classic Samoa Joe.
Yeah, you can't emulate what Generation X did. 10, 15 years ago. I mean, it's not the same. I mean, we're obviously living in a different era.
I don't really see the parallel though with DX because DX was always more fun with their their antics. They didn't really go after somebody and threaten their.
But that's the closest comparison to something of that hitting hard thing. I mean, it's apples and oranges.
In WWE, yeah, maybe, but on the local scene, I can compare Samoa Joe looking at AJ's wife and saying, "Hey, I'm gonna be your new daddy." I kind of compare that to when Guy Smith was going on his rampage in the ring back in April, right before him and Spencer Powers attacked me. I remember Guy Smith said they should have rescheduled the Toga tournament when Attitude Inc. couldn't compete. I don't care when he died.
Yeah, that's a little.
So you can see, there's a little bit of a relation there where it can personally definitely hit hard. But anyway, I know Samoa Joe and AJ are not done, and they're not going to be done for a while.
Yeah, this could probably even go past Hell in a Cell.
This could even maybe go to Royal Rumble at least, if not WrestleMania.
So yeah, I would definitely think that he's gone way too far, and it's only too bad that you guys both suspect that it's going to go further.
Right.
Yes.
The thing with Miz and Daniel Bryan, I mean, honestly, that I was hoping this was going to be a good match, but kind of in the back of my mind knew that the Miz was going to try to.
Well, the match itself is good until you get to the end of it, and with the Miz always having to use some kind of weapon or any other kind of dodge or diversion to get the win. I mean, it's just. Is there really ever going to be a straight match between him and Daniel Bryan where if Miz were to win, it would be an actual legit win?
It'd have to be, honestly, in an area where they would be restrained within some sort of cage or something.
Well, I mean, if it went...
And put Maurice and Bella in a shark cage above.
No, let them be part of the match too. That's what we're going towards.
Right.
But yeah, anyway, so Baron Corbin came out, and he was just kind of cocky and everything, wearing his suit, looking like he just got off shift, just served his last meal at TGI Fridays.
Yeah,
well, they fired him.
TGI Fridays said that.
They fired him, and they were trying to get his vest back, actually.
Yeah, they said they were searching for his vest at the time. I hope he gives it back.
I'll tell you where it's at. Just find where he is that week.
Watch Raw.
So yeah, he came out obviously thinking he was, hot shit, thinking he was going to be able to pull off this win, and then who showed up.
Yeah, surprise appearance by the Demon.
And then
they don't bring him back at WrestleMania against Seth Rollins and The Miz in an Intercontinental Championship match. No, they put him in a throwaway match against Baron Corbin on the mid-card of SummerSlam.
But it may have been a throwaway match, but it was nice to see.
It was okay.
Work.
And it was like the most basic version of the demon we've seen, too.
Yeah. Well, they were emulating Venom because of the coming movie that's coming out. So.
Well, the paint's always been kind of a mimic of Venom in a way.
A little bit more carnage, actually, if I think about it right.
Well, maybe.
The red that was added into it more so.
Yeah. I could see the resemblance, though.
Anyway, Demon Balor came back. It was wonderful.
And made
hopefully we see
it was squash match number 2.
Hopefully we see him more often, instead of what was it, just over a year?
Yeah.
Since the previous time?
Yeah, roughly.
I mean, will we see the Demon again soon?
I always enjoy seeing the Demon. Because you know that it's going to be the more ruthless and aggressive Balor.
Yeah, because last time
we saw I'm always smiling.
Yeah. Then Grin Balor.
Yeah, Grin Balor.
Grin Balor.
Anyway, next up, the United States title match. Shinsuke Nakamura defeated Jeff Hardy clean.
Surprisingly,
yes, definitely. But Shinsuke Nakamura won the match. No low blows or anything like that. It was just a clean match. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
And then
which was rather surprising.
Yes.
He did try and go.
Yeah.
He of course he would try.
Yeah.
Just like he did when they were here in Springfield. He tried, definitely. But he failed, and
we also didn't see the Viper either.
Randy Orton did not make his face shown.
He was peeking from behind the entryway at one point, I thought, but
I think that was last week's SmackDown.
You think of last week's SmackDown.
Oh, was that last week's
SmackDown?
SmackDown?
Last week's SmackDown.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was right at the end.
But he was just kind of doing this.
Yeah.
Corner peeking, seeing if he can come out.
He was like, just wait till you see what's coming.
Right. I'm honestly, we're going to see more of him definitely in the weeks to come.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so in the third squash match of the night, we saw Ronda Rousey easily defeat Alexa Bliss for the Raw Women's Championship.
And in doing so, Ronda is now the first woman to hold titles in both UFC and WWE.
Yeah, and that was a hell of a match.
It's a hard one to watch.
And that's good. Jerm Harry's actually seen her perform UFC.
What did you think of the match?
Oh, I thought it was hilarious. You put someone 5'0" in a weight class against someone who's easily a welterweight or a fucking lightweight.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
Ronda in the octagon, excellent striker, standing up. But you put her on the ground, she's a submission expert.
Right.
Watch her take down that chick from Brazil in the first round, and then get knocked out in the second round, 15 seconds in, because she's got a glass jaw. But when she got hit in the ring, she was just like looking at her like, "What are you doing? Like, you don't want these hands."
Yeah.
She's trying
to. And then she got put in her place. And it was funny to watch her go, "Oh no, don't break it, don't break it." No, it was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna break it. I'm gonna break it. It's gonna be mine."
The only problem I saw with the match was I don't think Rousey should have acted like it was a small indie show like she did.
Yeah.
Because she kind of had Bliss on her shoulders and was like, "You want to see it?" And I'm like, "No, not when you yell like that."
The fact that she even gave her the opportunity to come in, that was the greatest part. She sat down in the middle of the ring, closed her eyes, and was like, "Go ahead, come on in. I want you in here."
She wanted to get Bliss in the ring, and the easiest way to do it is to try to make her think that she had an advantage by attacking from behind.
But obviously, someone with her experience in the ring.
Exactly.
Yeah. And she's not the overhyped rookie that Bliss kept calling her.
Yeah.
She clearly knew what the hell she was doing, and she wasn't going to let anybody get around that.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, of course, obviously you said she's the first woman to hold both a WWE and the UFC title, which
and then
it won't be the first time. I think she'll end up probably bouncing back and forth.
Well, hopefully she just doesn't pull a Lesnar.
Yeah, no. I mean, she's already said that she won't. I mean,
right.
She even flat out said it.
Yeah, because we're not going to see Lesnar now for maybe a year or so, because he's going to be focusing on his upcoming UFC match.
Thank God. I am looking forward to not seeing him just as much as I'm looking forward to not seeing Elias.
Well,
I don't want to see Elias anymore either.
Nobody wants to see or hear Elias, but...
Anyway,
as I said last week, I've got that new button on the remote that makes the whole Elias experience completely more enjoyable. It's called the mute button.
AKA the mute button, exactly.
He's a wonderful artist. I can't believe it. You know what? We'll get into that, okay?
Are you emulating?
He's the only person that bought the album.
I was going to say, are you seriously emulating freaking Corey Graves right now?
I am not. No, Corey Graves hates Elias. I'm emulating Michael Cole right now, okay? Michael Cole and I have a connection with this, all right? We have a Anyway, so the main event of SummerSlam saw Roman Reigns finally defeat Brock Lesnar on his fifth try. His fifth try, he finally defeated Brock Lesnar.
Legitimately, according to the records, yes. But as far as that's the second time that he's actually had him dead to rights on a win.
Yeah,
at least the second time.
It depends on if you're counting that cage match where Roman's feet clearly touched first and Brock's didn't. So, Brock was still given the win.
Yeah.
Well, that's because Brock's stupid.
Clearly.
He needs to leave.
He was reading a Dr.
Stupid
Seuss
idiot
book upside down, wasn't he?
Well, that's at least the picture I found.
Yeah. Another one was what? Wrestling for
Dummies, yeah.
Reigns, after, Lesnar kind of prevented Strowman from cashing in, because he moved out of the way of a spear, and Roman dove through the ropes, took Strowman down.
Yeah.
Lesnar picked up Strowman and said, "Hey, screw you," F5 on the floor. Lesnar took that briefcase and chucked it.
Lesnar was more focused on Strowman than he was Reigns. That's why Reigns pretty much...
Yeah, and
Lesnar gets in the ring, eats a Superman punch, eats a spear, and we finally got the new Universal Champion.
But what was probably the best part of it is, honestly, they've almost revived this rivalry between Strowman and Reigns. Because obviously since we're rolling into Raw now, obviously with Shield coming out like they did.
Well, the Shield just prevented Strowman from cashing in again.
And we actually had a legitimate match between Balor and Reigns, because Reigns presented the idea to him,
right,
and said, if there's anybody that deserves this title,
which I will agree with that,
Balor.
Because Balor never did get his rematch for the title after he had given up,
and that was the best part of it,
right?
And
yes, but you see, the Shield came out, right?
Yeah.
And Strowman now, it's 3 against 1.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure Strowman doesn't have a problem with. He's got that confidence, But I don't know if he'd be able to. Yeah, but remember, I believe it was the Shield that triple powerbombed him into a garbage truck. Didn't that happen? They powerbombed someone into a garbage truck at TLC last year, didn't they?
That might have been, yeah.
I think that's what happened. And then Strowman was like, or
Strowman
put someone in the garbage truck. I don't know what happened.
I think Roman got put in the garbage truck was what it was.
I think we're turning this into I'm pretty sure they're hugging right now.
Because Braun got put in the ambulance by Roman, and then the ambulance got hit.
No, Strowman turned it over.
Well, no, this was a garbage truck. I don't know.
Mixed up or something.
We're getting off the road a little bit.
Yeah.
What I'm talking about is Strowman's alone now.
Yeah.
And the Shield, if this is going to keep happening, Strowman's going to need backup.
Well, you speculated the idea of...
I did speculate the idea, and I think the Wyatt family might come back. Because think of it this way. Matt Hardy went on Twitter right after that last Raw Tag title loss, where he teamed with Bray Wyatt against the Revival and the B Team. And he said, it's been real, Bray. Thank you.
Must have missed that one.
Yeah,
that was on Twitter.
I saw it too.
And so now Bray Wyatt's on his own. And Luke Harper is on his own because Eric Rowan is out to have bicep surgery, most likely.
Damn.
Yeah, he got the injury at SummerSlam. Now Luke Harper's on his own. I don't see them making him a singles competitor. So
bring him over to
Raw. It's probably not going to hurt the tag division, at least not right now, because you've got the New Day in the bar and the club. So I think the Wyatt family could form together reform, yes, and rehash their rivalry against the Shield.
I mean, it didn't do too bad before. I mean, hopefully, honestly, Bray Wyatt's learned a little bit more from his previous run, because personally, the Wyatt family really didn't have much more besides Bray's creepiness and 3 big ass guys tagging along with him.
Obviously, a little bit of wrestling skill. They've all improved, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, and you bring together the Bludgeon Brothers, or at least half of the Bludgeon Brothers, but half of the leaders of worlds, and then now the monster among men.
I mean, think, you've got Strowman, this big-ass guy who can't be stopped.
Yeah.
You've got Luke Harper, who literally just beat the hell out of the New Day so many times.
Yeah.
Had an 8-month reign as the tag team champion.
And then Bray Wyatt, obviously,
And then, of course, Bray Wyatt was a tag team champion as well, and he's a former WWE champion.
Yeah.
That's a trio right there.
Yeah.
Okay. What are your guys' thoughts, though, on Baron Corbin being named acting GM?
That is just...
Click.
Yeah. I think I'm going to initiate that little button you spoke of with Elias every time I hear him talk.
Oh, the MUTE button?
I am really... Baron Corbin was I'm not going to say a great wrestler, but I'm going to say he was a good wrestler. And his personality as that wrestler was decent. I don't like him in this position of constable or now acting GM. I mean,
I don't like the way he made his debut and said, "All right, WWE roster, you're going to meet your end of days because I'm going to beat the hell out of you."
Right.
And now it's, "Oh yes, Stephanie McMahon, I will politely and gladly do this for you."
So he's essentially gone from potentially destroying the entire WWE roster to being Stephanie McMahon's bitch.
Pretty much.
The same thing happened with the potential of
Kane.
Jason Jordan. No, Jason Jordan, who is now they've said he's been a producer.
He's training to be a producer, from what I've heard, just in case he's not able to come back. But
he's capable of it.
It's not a bad thing. There's a lot of guys that used to be on the active roster that now work behind the scenes.
Exactly.
In that capacity. I mean, you could go down the whole list of guys. There's guys like Arn Anderson, Billy Kidman, Brian James, let's see, Dean Malenko.
Arn Anderson.
I already said Arn.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Sorry. I forget the dude with all the piercings.
Albert.
Yeah. Prince Albert.
Yeah, he's head trainer for NXT.
Yeah. There's that, and that was what I was thinking was when I said the idea of men who had either like short-term or like medium-length careers that ended up, still continuing to build up the business. Were they any good? I mean, hell, the short end of that stick would be with Corey Graves, because he was injured prior to.
He was injured, but they put him back in front of the camera.
And as much as I dislike him with his commentary, I mean, obviously he's maintained and done what he's done, and
he's doing the job well enough that they've signed him to a long-term contract.
Exactly. The idea with Corbin, though, this is the flip side of that. Corbin doing what he's doing now is a mistake. They should have kept him the way he was, and this constable bull crap is just that. It's bull crap.
Yep.
Moving on.
Correct.
Yeah.
Anyway, so next up we saw the Riot Squad defeated Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Ember Moon.
Which I think was a travesty, but I don't think Riot Squad should have won that
match. It was another match. I didn't really pay that much attention. It wasn't all that. We've seen essentially the same kind of thing before.
And then Triple H came out to talk about his upcoming match with The Undertaker in Australia.
Yeah, and at first he was against it because the idea that the last time that they had actually been in a match together was
WrestleMania.
WrestleMania was I don't remember the
28.
28. WrestleMania 28. They were against one another with Shawn Michaels as the ref. And he showed the picture of the three of them completely breaking kayfabe, essentially. I mean, the fact that all three of these men were friends and still are friends, but it also kind of led into Triple H saying this revival of the previous era, essentially kind of putting a spark back to what honestly all of us have seen lately, which has been this redundancy of just blah. I mean, it's been seen on it's been seen on Raw, it's been seen on SmackDown, it's been seen in the pay-per-views. That what we've seen with SummerSlam, and obviously what we're going to see with the coming shows, is we're going to start to see some fire build up back again. And putting Triple H and Undertaker back in the ring again, and to see Taker come out, I want to see Taker come out exactly how Triple H suggested him to. That he's going to come out hat, gloves again, the trench coat, all that stuff. I mean, for him to come out with that kind of energy, it's going to make it that much better.
That's right. You know, I mean, Triple H always, no matter how long he's been away, he can get back in there and mix it up.
Oh, yeah.
Same with The Undertaker. I think now this is probably the best Undertaker's looked in the past couple of years. Because you saw his match with Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. It was kind of a dumpster fire for what you can expect from an Undertaker match.
Right.
And then the next year against John Cena, beat the hell out of him. Mm-hmm. But he's been looking great ever since. And I think he can keep that energy up.
But can we expect this to just be another one and done where he steps away from it again like he did whenever he lost and left his hat and coat in the ring? Or are we actually going to see another run of the Taker?
I doubt we'll see another run.
Probably not another full run. Maybe one more WrestleMania feud.
So
that's all.
I mean, that's about all Undertaker does anymore is WrestleMania.
Right. I mean, well, he made WrestleMania what it is to this day. I mean, it's only a shame that we don't have Paul Bearer with us anymore because...
Oh, yes, that would be the team to be reckoned with.
Is there anybody that we can actually maybe see kind of step into that role, perhaps?
Nobody can replace Paul Bearer at all.
Nothing? No one?
No. They haven't even tried.
They haven't even tried to
They have not even tried to find one person. Since Paul Bearer died, they haven't even tried to tease something with Brother Love, who was the original manager of The Undertaker.
Right.
Nobody can be as great as the team of Paul Bearer and The Undertaker. Like, that's a different level that nobody can step to.
What if his brother steps up again? Just for that one match.
So.
Like,
Kane's got too much stuff on his plate right now. I mean, he's got a
whole county
county in Tennessee to run now.
Yeah, Knox County. Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, you know, in this match, it's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
There will be magic everywhere, and I can't wait to see it. Which, I mean, that starts at 7 p.m. for Australia, and I believe they're 16 hours ahead of us, so it'll start at 3 a.m. for us.
Holy crap.
That's why we can watch it on replay.
Yeah, so we won't get to watch it
That's
live
probably going to be a 4-hour show, too, so it'll end about 7 a.m.
Unless we're feeling a little spunky around that time, which I doubt we'll be watching that live.
Set your alarm for 2 a.m., get ready, pumped up, make some popcorn.
Yeah, popcorn. There'll be liquor involved if that's the case.
Order a pizza.
Who would deliver at that time in the morning? Nobody.
Hey, Walmart's open. You go buy yourself a DiGiorno. It's better than delivery, not sponsored.
Not sponsored. I'd say maybe we need to get ourselves a sponsorship of a pizza place that would deliver at that time.
Anyway, let's go
on finding somebody that delivers that early. late, depending on your.
Yeah.
Dean Ambrose came out, beat Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, that was
clean. Great match. Great to see Ambrose back. Elias defeated Kurt Hawkins. That's damn right. Kurt Hawkins is now what? 0-219?
Yeah, I think it's 219.
It's at Owen. Who cares?
Yeah.
Pretty much is how I look
like
at
the
it.
flip side of freaking.
It's 15 hours ahead.
Oh, it's 15 hours ahead?
Yeah.
Okay.
We started at 1 a.m.
1 a.m. So, it's a possibility.
Maybe.
Depends on how spunky we're feeling at that point.
Well, we'll see what happens.
see.
A lot of caffeine, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so next up, Authors of Pain defeated Titus Worldwide,
Which was
which
not
I
a surprise.
I saw the entrance begin, and I didn't watch a second of that match.
The moment I heard that it was going to be a thing, I was just
That's
not
kind of the
interested.
bathroom break.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
definitely was. Next up, we saw the meeting of all of the women on WWE's
Mhm.
roster.
And-
Stephanie McMahon said, "Hey, here's your title, Ronda," and Ronda's like, "Screw you, I'm breaking your arm."
No.
Well, what I thought
Well, it
was cool-
wasn't like that.
I
Stephanie
know it
was
wasn't
kinda
like that, but
What
trying
was-
to turn the whole roster against Ronda.
Well, it wasn't just that either. It was the fact that, like, Stephanie felt like it wasn't Ronda that was holding the title. It was essentially an emulation of herself
Yeah,
holding that title.
that pissed off
Like-
Ronda.
Like she, almost like she felt like she molded her to be able to do
Yeah.
that. It's just like, and Ronda's just looking at her like, what in the are you thinking? Like, are you serious? Like
what in the food?
yeah. What in the fluff are you thinking, woman?
What in the freed?
There is no way. And then on top of that, she put her in her place even before she put the arm bar on her. And whenever she said, "Does it make you feel good to have put yourself above all of these women?" She told them all to get up under the ring.
What I really thought was cool was that the Bella twins were at ringside for that too.
Which just gives me more incentive to think that we are looking at what is going to be a women's tag division. I mean, as if it's not any more emphasis already as to what's happened over the last 6 months.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're really not wrong.
And I
actually,
feel like it's still, we're going to see something on it at least maybe, I'm going to say 2 weeks before Evolution. At least 2 weeks.
I don't know when we're going to see it. It might not even be by Evolution,
I
but I'm
think that
sure
would
we're going
be
to see it.
Perfect time.
But I can only see it happening on Raw. Because there's really,
Not enough
besides the Iconics and Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, there's really no women's tag teams on SmackDown. On Raw, there's Bayley and Sasha Banks. There's the Riot Squad, which they could freebird the titles if they wanted.
Clearly,
The Bella Twins.
Natalia and Rousey could clearly be a
They're allied. They could team if they wanted to.
now, would
we'll
they
just
be ones to hold the title? Maybe
probably
not.
not.
Because they're not going to probably want to put 2 titles on Rousey.
Yeah.
Unless they try to pull that BS that they were trying to pull with Lesnar in the UFC.
Yeah. Anyway, so next up we saw, Dash and Dawson had their own individual matches against the B team. Dawson beat Bo Dallas, and then Axel kind of got into the ring and kind of, I don't know what happened, but he called out Dash Wilder. Said, "Hey, you get in this ring right now, I'm going to beat your ass." And I'm like, your buddy just got beat by
But
his
then
partner.
that kind of leads to the idea of, are the B team actually something that we could expect to continue being a thing? I mean,
It's
they
a good
can't
question.
operate-
I don't know where I stand with it.
They can't operate individually, but they're seeming to just pull off these miracle wins.
Yeah.
I mean,
You never know. Anyway, so next up you had Baron Corbin was named the acting Raw general manager, and I'm going to be honest. The notes here say, why? Good for business? Hell no, let's move on.
yeah, I would definitely agree that it is not good for business, and we did kind of just drone over this before, but I'm going to emphasize it again. Not only is it not good for business, it's also not good for Baron Corbin, because they're completely negating his capability as a performer by putting him in this really shit idea of a gimmick right now.
That, and I don't think it's always best to have somebody who's kissing ass of a McMahon running a program in order to have the best program. Usually the conflict that goes between somebody on the roster or the GM and those above them is usually what makes the show a little bit better. So I don't see this going good.
Yeah, it's pretty much essentially the Xbox PlayStation rivalry thing. Xbox tries to push something out fast, ends up failing. I mean, we saw that with the 360 when they pushed it out too soon. And so it's essentially in that same kind of like thing. It's like what it is that Stephanie's wanting to make sure her show's the number one. So she's trying to push everything she thinks is going to work good for her, and it's going to blow back.
Yeah.
And it's already starting to blow back with the idea of putting Baron Corbin in freaking GM position.
I mean,
this is essentially her red ring.
You're right. You're right.
Do we have an extended warranty for this?
You know what?
I sure as hell hope not.
I hope not, because it'd be a waste of money.
If it gets broke, I hope we just lose it and forget about it. Anyway, so then there was a main event that took place. Roman Reigns beat Finn Balor in the middle of that match. It was a respectable show of power, you know. It was a respectable matchup. Strowman came out, tried to cash in. Roman was like, all right, I'm going to beat Balor. Strowman tries to cash in on Reigns. Shield comes out, beats the hell out of him. They triple powerbomb him through a table to end the night.
All right. What was disappointing about that was the fact that the day before, Strowman said he wasn't going to do that. He wasn't going to be one of the...
He didn't say that he was going to sneak up on them. He said that he was going to let them know to their face that he was coming after them.
I don't know. It felt a little shady.
He said he made it well known that
he wasn't going to
I'm not going to cash in while their back is turned.
Right.
He came out and Roman knew he was out there. Roman knew he was a threat. Roman won the match while Strowman was out there.
The way it was kind of worded, it's more that Braun was saying that I'm not going to wait till you're like down on the mat and have just been beaten by somebody else for me to come out there and steal it from you.
Rip you off. Yeah. I don't know. It still felt a little. It still felt.
And I can see that, and I think that might just be because they might be building him up as a heel to push Roman Reigns as the bigger face,
which will fail.
Which will definitely fail as much as they've tried it for the past 3.5
crowd hates Roman too much.
You're also looking at him from the perspective of the Roman Reigns that we've seen with that we've seen against Brock Lesnar for so long. That they've been the focus of most of the pay-per-views for this year, really. And even into last year. When we look at how the Shield has affected different things and how they're actually functioning as a team, it's different now than it had been before. Because now they are looking more like the potential of being more of the heel type rather than being that face. So can we really trust the Shield to be what they call themselves, the Hounds of Justice? Can we really expect that to be exactly what we're going to see this time? I mean, we already started to see Dean Ambrose kind of had that. I mean, I understand they call him the lunatic fringe, but he had it a little more crazy this time. It seemed like whenever he was in the ring after Rollins' SummerSlam win.
Mm-hmm.
That was crazy. Never heard that.
I was kind of expecting after Rollins won the title. I was kind of expecting the heel turn because when Rollins turned around, Ambrose
it looked like he was setting up for it.
And when Rollins turns around and faces the other way, Ambrose just had that look on his face, like I'm about to beat the hell out of you, and it never happened.
Well, what if it's an entire team turning, not that visual of seeing Ambrose kind of circling it a little bit? What if it's the whole thing? Because we've seen it from Rollins, we've seen it from Ambrose, and I can't remember if we've ever seen Reigns go that way. has he always
just
been
as part of the Shield?
Just as part of the Shield. The three of them operating together as heels, I mean, it would definitely send a lot of people back in their seats for a bit.
Yeah, that's definitely happened before.
Hail Hydra.
But what I can see is Roman's a champion, Rollins is a champion, Ambrose is just kind of there.
Well, I mean, obviously...
And I feel like that might get to Ambrose, because he's going to see Rollins has got this title.
Right.
Reigns has got this title. Maybe Ambrose and Rollins will be set up for a Raw tag title match. Maybe Ambrose will have something go down and he can't wrestle.
Right.
Maybe he'll mouth off to Baron Corbin and Baron will be like, hey, get out of my building.
Right.
Rollins and Reigns win the tag titles together too. Maybe. This is just a possibility. And then Ambrose is still left with nothing.
Right.
Ambrose gets jealous. Ambrose is like, well, what the hell? Where's my love? I'm turning on you both.
I don't know. I mean, we've got a lot to happen yet between now and...
We'll just have to see how it goes over. Anyway, SmackDown also was a thing that happened this week.
As it does every week.
Yes.
I think
The Miz came out.
I think my favorite part of SmackDown, honestly, was seeing Aiden English redeem himself.
Definitely, yes. Yeah. We'll get there in a moment, but we started off SmackDown. The Miz and Maurice both made their entrance, and Miz started to get very teary-eyed. Okay.
Announcing his retirement.
I announced my
having
retirement.
to face Daniel Bryan again.
Oh, God. That's just...
It's a complete mockery of the whole Daniel Bryan retirement speech.
Of course. Daniel Bryan's obviously being legitimate, whereas Miz is just a sack of shit. I'm sorry. He's a stupid B-list actor who thinks he's,
reality star turned pro wrestler, yeah.
I mean, first it was he used the baby and threw it at Daniel Bryan to get the cheap shot. Then he hit him with brass knuckles at SummerSlam. Then he mocks Daniel Bryan's retirement speech. Daniel Bryan had enough.
Right.
And Maurice was like, well, your name might as well just be Daniel Bella.
And then
that's when Brie Bella was like, all right, enough.
Well, Brie put him in his place. I want to say put him in her place, because honestly, that's...
Well, Brie got in the ring with full intention of punching Maurice in the face. Maurice left, and Miz was like, what the hell?
The Miz was just a little bitch, too, so that's pretty much what that was. And
anyway,
it was an interesting visual, though, to see Brie face-to-face with Miz.
Yes. Anyway,
good to see her in the ring again.
Yes, it was definitely amazing. But we saw Jeff Hardy versus Randy Orton end in disqualification. Randy Orton defeated Jeff Hardy after Jeff Hardy stomped him in the groin. Payback from when Randy Orton came out at, what was it, Extreme Rules, I think.
Yep.
And did the exact same thing to Mr. Hardy. I can't wait to see where these guys go. I think it's absolutely kind of stomach-turning to see Randy Orton go in that hole in Hardy's ear where his gauges
he's done it twice now.
And just stick his finger in there and pull. Like, oh my good lord.
I must have missed that part of it.
Yeah, he's done it twice now. He just, where his those big old gauges, he just sticks his finger in that hole and just pulls.
Ugh.
And I'm like, oh no.
Maybe not.
Yeah, you're almost expecting him to actually rip out the...
Man, I've seen that happen before. That's not pretty at all.
I know. It's definitely going to be interesting to see where they go.
Peyton Royce defeated
Naomi, and what I read online was that was actually a booking that was done by Jason Jordan.
Was
as part of his training.
I see.
Which, I mean, it was a pretty odd pairing, and it happened for no reason. It was set up on Twitter, but anyway, moving on.
Honestly, I think their main focuses from SmackDown, honestly, were the conflict again between Becky and Charlotte.
Oh yeah,
we saw Charlotte actually attack.
Because Becky Lynch cut that promo, and she was like, "All right, fine."
Trying to explain why she did what she did.
Yeah. And then
I'm done.
we see, like I said, with Rusev and Lana going up against Almas and Vega again. But this
Aiden
time,
English finally got in there, grabbed that chair, and was like, hell no, you are not beating up my partner.
Exactly. And then, obviously, you saw the look on Aiden's face when he was walking out, and Rusev was just like
that's finally
right.
did it.
Yeah. So, is that a solid, like, we're
I hope we
now,
get to keep up with Rusev Day.
Yeah.
I love Rusev Day. I don't want him to split up.
I do too, but I'm also in the same question asking is just that one attempt, or is that one thing going to, everything's good now? Or is Rusev going to expect Aiden to continue to more or less make up for the losses twice now?
Yeah, it's probably going to be that. He's probably going to have to redeem himself a little more.
That it's not just going to be the one attempt.
Right.
Yeah. It's going to need more.
And I think Aiden can do it. Next, Joe attacked AJ.
Yeah.
Again.
AJ was in the middle of the interview, and Joe.
And it'll keep happening again and again.
I'm still just as frustrated by this going way too far.
Yeah, we already covered that.
Yeah.
Then you have the main event. The New Day are the new five-time
Dear God, don't
SmackDown Tag Team Champions.
Yeah.
After defeating the Bludgeon Brothers, of course, Rowan is hurt. He's probably going to have to go in for surgery. Luke Harper again on his own now. I can see him going to Raw, reforming the Wyatt family.
We'll continue to go into this as the weeks come. So,
as for this past weekend, yes, it was SummerSlam weekend, but we also saw Pinfall Wrestling Association present Quake on the Lake. Ladies and gentlemen, Quake on the Lake. It was amazing.
I'm the one who booked the event. I know.
Quake on the Lake was amazing. I mean, you may have told Crime Fighter, hey, Quake at the Lake, but that's not what he put on the poster. Quake on the Lake, it was amazing. Just a few 6 matches we saw. We saw Cardini come out and defeat Johnny Kincaid quite easily. The Mississippi Madman faced Chase Brooks and IJ Sweet, and Chase Brooks was ready. And as soon as the bell rang, Chase Brooks was like, screw you. IJ, take care of my white work.
Quake on the Lake.
It was supposed to be Quake at the Lake.
It's what it says on the poster, unfortunately.
Well, I didn't make the poster.
Yeah, we all know who made the poster, and I'm not saying who.
Anyway, so...
Huh? That's why I said I'm not saying it. So
anyway, so IJ Sweet gave it a valiant effort, and IJ Sweet finally kind of got a little bit up on the Madman, because Madman was like, all right, I'll shake your hand. Chase Brooks was like, he's not our friend. Beat his ass. And IJ Sweet gave it a fighting effort. Madman went for a splash. IJ moved, and while Chase Brooks had his back turned yapping with the fans, IJ was like, ha, here you go, buddy, and rolled out of the ring. And Chase Brooks was not happy, and Chase Brooks took the pinfall.
Honestly, fully expected Matt to...
I mean, either way, they're the smallest guys in PWA
against
the biggest guy in PWA. Anyway, next up, the Queen of PWA, Harley, defeated Handsome Dan Liplock. Moving on.
That was a pretty good match.
It was
for Harley.
It was.
No, against Liplock, but
next, the Mad Hatter, PWA's resident fun-loving clown, defeated the main attraction, Casey Jackson. Got his redemption from Take Me Out to the Brawl game.
Of course, he says that, calls him that after knowing full well now that it was Hatter that actually had attacked him at that event.
We're not there yet. Shh. Anyway,
well, I'm there now, so that's what I'm saying.
That was a little later on in the day.
Anyway, main event was set to be.
I'm more interested in that than the main event.
Main event was set to be Victor Analog versus Brent Dunn. Well,
who accidentally knocked out the All-American.
Yes, they accidentally knocked out the referee, and referee was down. Victor Analog grabbed a chair, hit Brent Dunn with the chair, and won the match. And Victor was like, hey, guys, get out of here. we want to see a washed-up old has-been rise to glory one more time? No. So Victor Analog, Handsome Dan Liplock, Casey Jackson, and for some reason, unwillingly, Johnny Kincaid.
Unwillingly?
Unwillingly. They forced him to be part of this. Got in the ring, cornered Brent Dunn, and Brent was like, and they started attacking Brent. And so that's when I took charge, and one of the referees took charge, and we were like, hey, get some help out here. Because this can't just keep happening. So Harley and IJ Sweet and Hatta came out, helped out Brent Dunn, fought off the opponents, and it was a 4-on-4, 8-man tag.
8-man tag.
Wasn't an elimination, just one fall to the finish. And Team Brent Dunn won that match. After the match, we saw Casey Jackson made his way back out to the ring. Casey was like, hey, listen, I'll take on all 4 of you at once. And they started kind of standing up, and Casey was like, never mind, and rolled out of the ring. And Harley was like, hey, how about you just face me? So Casey gets in the ring, eats a reverse STO from Harley, and got pinned by Harley, and the bell rang.
Nice.
And so I get in the ring to grab the microphone, and for some reason, Hatta grabbed the microphone and announced Harley as the winner. And Hatta looked at me, he said, hey, go raise her hand, she just won a match. I made it halfway over there. Hatta grabbed me and bent me back over his knee. And it scared the hell out of me. I didn't know what was going on.
Hit you with the Sister Clara belt.
I saw the ceiling. I saw the lights, and then I saw the mat 2 inches in front of me, and he hit me with Sister Abigail.
I call it Sister Clara belt.
Yeah, I think there might be some trademark issues there.
Yeah.
We'll have to ask.
My head, I'm still having headaches from it. I'm still shaking up. I'm really scared of clowns now. It's
man, I was wanting to go watch Pennywise with you.
It's not Pennywise, it's It. What's the name of the movie?
I know that.
No, please, no Pennywise. Begging you, please. I'm scared of Cardini. I'm scared of Hatta. I'm scared of the damn Ansar Shrine Circus. Okay, that's what it is.
He's scared of Bozo the
Clown. I'll hook you up with it so you can just.
Yeah, I got all kinds of pictures you're gonna hate.
Hatta, no.
There's an old cult classic
I
movie
don't
that you
know
need
what I
to
did
see
to you.
because I know you've probably never seen it because you're so young. But it's called Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Oh shit!
Hatta, I don't know what I did to you, Hatta. I don't know what I did to you, Hatta. I'm just a ring announcer. I'm not an in-ring competitor. I don't know why you hit me.
As soon as this is over with,
Sister Abigail.
We'll go kick that up and lock and strap him down to the.
There we go.
So they can watch it.
Oh,
So.
Hatta, please. To
his mother,
sorry.
We're sorry we ended up having to check him into the mental hospital later on today.
Oh, don't lie to him. You're not sorry.
I know. I'm just trying to save face.
Anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, that's about all the time we have. Thank you for tuning in to the Sleeper Hold again, where there are no disqualifications on the topics and falls count anywhere. Catch us live right here on YouTube. Be sure to go subscribe to us if you haven't already. Click that little bell. Get the notifications every time we upload a video or go live. We are here live every Thursday at 8 p.m. on the Sleeper Hold. Everybody, say bye.
Well, I was going to say, hopefully we'll have Priest back with us next.
Well, yeah, he should be back next week.
Back next week as well. Anyway, everybody, say bye.